It's in the dictionary. Kiss, a noun. Act or effect of touching, pressing the lips upon a part of the body of a person, or upon a cherished or symbolic object. And so it was, with a kiss, the piano virtuoso João Carlos Martins said adieu to his companion of more than 50 joyful years. Because of a series of accidents to his hands, João Carlos abandoned the piano, received a calorous homage from his admirers, and embraced his next professional challenge: become a maestro. In 2004, at 64 years of age, João Carlos Martins entered a music school in Brazil to learn to conduct, with just one detail. When the dean found out that I was going to study conducting, he said, "Well, while you're at it, why don't you also become the musical director of the school?" And it's a really fantastic music school in São Paulo. That's the way he is, João Carlos Martins. Easygoing and lighthearted, a true friend's friend. Friends such as the great Brazilian pianist Artur Moreira Lima. After a marathon of concerts for 2 pianos, Artur was conducted by his friend João Carlos. Maestro and soloist. After the piano cadenza, the maestro observes attentively the hands of the soloist to bring the orchestra back in, and Moreira Lima charmingly offers the maestro the exact moment with grace and elegance. Indeed, an artistic compliment rarely seen in concerts. Concerts that he has already conducted in São Paulo, Paris, London, Brussels, in the middle of the street in Sobradinho, a poor satellite city of Brasilia. And in the poorest of the poor outskirts of the city of São Paulo. This classical music touched my heart. It really moved me. João Carlos Martins, beside and beyond his social commitments, is also firmly engaged in humanity's fight to save the planet. He initiated in 2007 a concert series named Amazon Forever, dedicated to ARPA, Amazon Region Protected Areas. The most ambitious and important program of forest conservation in the world, and which has as one of its symbols the Samaúma tree, a full 35 meters tall. This video about ARPA was shown in a reception in Carnegie Hall on the 6th of January 2007, shortly after João Carlos was received as maestro on a stage that had received him 14 times before as a pianist. And he came on stage at the front of his orchestra, the Bachiana, the only private classical orchestra of Brazil. The Bachiana Orchestra is the result of the dream of 18 idealists who want to bring music to those who are deprived of it, and more, to train and teach, which has already produced the Little Bachiana, an orchestra of young talents full of inspiration for their new profession. In New York, the American news media received with acclaim João Carlos's conducting debut at the head of his beloved Bachiana. The New York Times, both in its site and in the newspaper itself, hailed the return of João Carlos as maestro and defensor of the environment. In Brazil, it was no different. It was an historic concert covered in detail by TV Globo, the most important Brazilian television station. A weekend of emotion in New York. The Brazilian pianist and maestro João Carlos Martins makes his debut on one of the most important stages in the world. It was the first of a series of concerts to aid a forest that is crying for help, as is shown by our correspondent Lilian Perez. It was a concert that will enter into the history of one of the most important concert halls of New York. Carnegie Hall opened its doors for a Brazilian night. It was classical music at the service of a cause, awaken interest of the world to the plight of the Amazon rainforest. A packed house to hear the New York debut of an orchestra from São Paulo, the Bachiana Chamber Orchestra. And for the first time also, the Brazilian pianist João Carlos Martins, who has entered the fight to save the Amazon, appeared as maestro in Carnegie Hall. In the first part of the concert, works by Johann Sebastian Bach. In the second, the Belgian pianist Stefan Meller performed his Amazonian suite, composed exclusively for the event. After that, a Brazilian trilogy. And in one of the most emotional moments, Maestro João Carlos Martins returned to his first love, the piano. Handicapped in his playing by accidents that deprived him of movements in both hands, he used just 3 fingers to interpret a piece by Bach. He received a standing ovation. That's the way he is, João Carlos Martins. An explosion of emotion, an example of recuperation. He likes to resume his artistic trajectory with a phrase full of significance.
A música
The music
venceu.
won.